loves, welcome to this week's video. It's gonna be a reading vlog. We are going to read some of my anticipated reads. I've been recording this video for like all year. Like when did In Her Own League come out? I've been recording this video since like at least March, I think, and now it's coming out in July. But I read 3 of my most anticipated reads this year, and oh my god, I had so much fun. I hope you guys have fun watching me. I can't remember what I recorded, but yeah, I hope you guys have fun and enjoy watching this video. I had a lot of fun recording it, and let me know. My first book in this video, it's out. Today is March 3rd, which is the day this book comes out. I downloaded it at 4 a.m. when I was awake, and I've read, and I'm so excited. So I'm starting it now, and I will keep y'all updated. And yeah, have fun. Yeah, we're starting with In Her Own League, and I'm so excited. Also, I need to buy a physical book because Just Friends with Haley Pham came out today too, and I've been waiting for that one too. So, and that one I either have to pay for on Kindle or pay for physical, and I will probably end up buying the physical anyway, so I'm just gonna buy the physical. So yeah, In Her Own League by Liz Down 40. Let's go. I am loving In Her Own League. It is so fun. I love learning more about Monty. I love learning more about Reese. I love the way they're showing sexism in the workplace and how she has to work 10 times harder to be as good as what her male counterparts, or to be seen as good, half as good as her male counterparts. I love all of it. I'm loving the crumbs I'm getting of Kai, Miller, Max, and Isaiah and Kennedy. Like, I'm loving it all, and I love Max, and I love the way Monty is with his grandson. So yeah, I think I have quotes. I think. Apparently I don't know my iPad password. Oh my god. No, all of my quotes are just things that I read and I went, but yeah, I love Kai and Monty's banter. It's so good, y'all. I'm trying to update y'all, but I've been so busy with my actual living life that it's really hard. Plus, I'm reading 3 books and I'm about to read a 4th because, oh my god, y'all, yesterday at 8 p.m. I was at Disney, but Larry Reed's posted about it. Yesterday on the Call Her Daddy podcast, Sarah J. Maas announced ACOTAR 6 and 7, and I've only read the first ACOTAR book, so I might be making a reading vlog of me reading the other 4 ACOTAR books. I own them all, I just haven't read them all, so yeah, we might be reading those too. So yeah, I'm so excited, and I want to read that one. So yeah, so we're gonna continue on In Her Own League, and I'll let y'all know how it goes. I'll try to update y'all more than how I just did. So I do also have to say, I love that she is curvy. I love that Reese is curvy. I'm like, she's like, I'm a size 16, size 17, and like, I love that. I love a curvy woman. So, and I love that she's like, I don't get thrown around often, but he looks like he could throw me around, like, oh, that's how I feel. I wanted to update y'all before I went to work. I have a little while before I have to get ready for work, but I wanted to update y'all. Bro, that's bullcrap. I wanted to update y'all before I went to work because I don't think I'm taking my car to work, so I won't be able to update y'all in my car. And then I'll update y'all when I get the free chance. So, but I love that she's curvy. And I saw a quote on TikTok that I'm not gonna say until I get to the quote, but I literally read it and went, I need to finish this book. Although also it's apparently gonna break my heart, so we're a little scared about that. But it's okay. We can do that. I'm gonna be heartbroken by another book in this video, so but yeah. I am sure every video you guys watch or every review y'all are gonna see on this book is going to have this quote, but this quote kills me. It says, she's soft everywhere, and I fucking love that. I love that she doesn't hide it either. She's confident in her body and my type to a T. It's a bit of motivation I need to start my next set because yeah, she's my type. I lift heavy for a reason. Fuck, bro. Like, fuck, bro. I lift heavy for a reason. Okay, I'm done. I love Reese and Emmett so much. That's all I have. I love them so much. They make me so happy, and they remind me of my boyfriend. I'm sorry. I'm good. I'm an adult. I love them though so much. That's all I really have. They're being spicy. They're being spicy, and for preface, he on their plane gives her his sweatshirt for a pillow. My hair looks like shit. Oh my god, getting ready for work is gonna suck. He gives her his sweatshirt to like use as a pillow so she can sleep on the plane, and she goes, how'd you know there's a pillow, princess? And he was like, I would gladly do all the work. And I was like, oh. So then they're being spicy, they're doing things, and I'm just gonna read it for y'all. He grabs a pillow, ushering me to lift my head, smiling down at me as he tucks it underneath for my pillow, princess. I love it. Oh my god, I'm dying, y'all. I love them so much. This is how I feel. I finished In Her Own League. Y'all, oh my fuck. Oh my fuck. That book was 5 stars. It was 5 fucking stars. They found each other later in life, and then they became each other's whole worlds, and like that makes my heart so happy. Like I love older couples finding love. I love young couples finding love. I love everybody finding love because everybody deserves love. Well, except for really bad people, but we don't talk about the people I don't like. But like, everybody deserves love. My parents found love later in their lives with each other, and that make my, like, seeing other couples find love later in their life makes my heart so fucking happy. Their dynamic reminded me a lot of me and Josh, even though me and Josh are young and found each other young and all that. And I just like, I can't. It was literally so good. It was 5 stars. Like, quite literally, I'm going to put it into my app as 5 stars. Like, that's where we're going next. But yeah, I'm gonna cry. That's all I really have to say is I'm gonna cry. That was 5 stars, and it was great. I probably have some lines I can read for y'all, but like, also, he really goes, this woman is truly in her own league in every sense of the phrase. And I went, he said the thing. And like, it was so good. And then like, they're just so fucking cute. They made my heart so happy. And like, he literally, right before they did like spicy things, he was like, you know I respect you, right? And like, I loved that book. So yeah, the next book that comes out that I'm excited for, y'all will see when it comes out, because it's not out yet. I think it comes out next Tuesday. It's only been like a little over a week since In Her Own League came out, but I have like 3 anticipated reads in March, one of which I don't think I can read before I read
because I have In Her Own League, Love Song by Elle Kennedy, which I'm really excited about, which is the one that comes out next week, and then Hunt the Villain, which is by Raina Kent, which comes out on March 24th, which is my birthday.
So I'm reading Love Song by Elle Kennedy, the new one that just came out, and that was one of the ones that I was gonna put in this video, and then when it came out it wasn't on KU, and I was like, so I was upset, and then it came out on KU, and I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm reading it, and I just want to say I love Elle Kennedy's writing. I always feel like her chapters are so short, not because they are, but because they're just so fun to read. Also, there are a couple quotes in there where I'm like, she knows what she's doing. But I love seeing the off-campus boys but like grown up. I love seeing all of it. I love it all. I'm loving it. So that's just how I feel. So I hope y'all are enjoying. I didn't show y'all when I started because I started on a random Tuesday at my boyfriend's house. Right now I have a real bad migraine, so I'm just kind of laying and reading. But yeah, I will read y'all quotes when I have like the energy to lay and read quotes, which will probably be tomorrow. But I just have to say I am loving in Love Song all the group chats and it's like seeing how the characters interact with each other over group chats and stuff. It's so funny, like, oh my god, it makes me giggle and hee hee ha, and they're so cute, and they're all so cute. So yeah, that's how I feel. Y'all, I have to say they're fighting over a toaster, and I think it's really funny, and I think my boyfriend would really enjoy this because Josh has a thing about toasters. He likes toasters, and they're fighting over a toaster. I think he'd think this is funny. I feel like every time I finish a book, I'm laying in my bed like this, but I'm comfy as fuck, and honestly, that's how I read. I read like this. Or I read like this. So, but I just took my glasses off because I was gonna take a nap, but I realized I needed to update y'all on Love Song by Elle Kennedy. I finished it. That bitch was 4.5 stars. That bitch is crazy. I loved that book. I loved Blake. I loved Wyatt. I loved everything. Like, I haven't read, I've read all of Off Campus. I loved all of Off Campus, and I own all of By You. I just haven't gotten around to actually reading them, and then I want to read Campus Diaries. So I hadn't read Ryder and Gigi's stories, so there are certain things in there that I'm sure are going to be in the Graham Effect that I just didn't get in that moment because I haven't read the Graham Effect. And then I loved The Boys, and I loved, I was saying before I was rudely interrupted because my phone decided I have no storage. I loved them. I loved the OGs. I loved reading their banter. I will say, I didn't read the trigger warnings before going into this book. You should read the trigger warnings because there is one thing in the trigger warning that there's one thing, it's like the only trigger warning, but in the trigger warnings there's something that like some people aren't 100% comfortable with, and it like took me a minute to be able to read that, but like I was mad because I asked Google. I said, hey Google, like I wanted to be spoiled, can you tell me this? And Google said, no, it doesn't happen. 20 minutes later it fucking happens in the book, and I was like, what? And then the thing it was a whole thing. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, anyways, I love at the very end, John Logan tells Blake, his daughter, that she needs to grovel, and he starts like referencing his book and him dating Grace in The Mistake, and you're like, ah. And then he goes because you're a Logan, and Logan's grovel, and I was like, oh my god, like, and it was so cute because she did it, and it was like such a round circle moment the way she groveled in comparison to how her dad groveled to Grace. It was a very round circle moment. And then I highlighted my name because somewhere in here she said Veronica, and I was like, that's my name. And we talked about dying. They talked about death and shit. I'm trying to find things that like
aren't super spoilery because like some of my quotes are like, the dedication in the book is, to everyone who feels a little lost in life, your song isn't over. And that shit fucking took me out because like I always feel lost and I don't know what I'm doing and shit. And I was like, fuck. And after reading the book, that's such a good dedication for the book. So yeah. And then at the very end of the book, is he depriving you of reading? Sorry. I'm scrolling through my quotes that I highlighted, and one of them says, "Is he depriving you of reading?" And I was like, make sure she's fed and watered. That one's good. Dropping into a slutty butterfly stretch. They were talking about hockey, and she said, dropping into a slutty butterfly stretch, and I said, she knows what she's doing. She knows what she's talking about. But anyway, it was so good. It was a 4.5 star. The only 5 star I had was the goal, which I feel like is a very hot take because most people don't like accidental pregnancy and kids in books. I love it. I also love just I can't. That book was like my favorite. But anyway, yeah, it was great. It was so much fun. And then she's coming out with another book on November 3rd, 2026. So that'll probably also be in this video, depending on when I finish this video, or if I make a second video, it'll be in that one. But yeah, this was so fun. I will see you when the next book comes out. Also, I need it to be known that this morning, well, like 12 o'clock in the morning when I got out of work today, they announced on the off-campus page the actress who's playing Hannah for the off-campus show, her Hannah playlist on Spotify. So I found it and I literally was like, there's nothing that can make this day better. And then I finished the book and I was like, there's nothing that can make this day better. Today is great. So I need that to be known. So yeah.
It's the way I literally just recorded this whole thing, but I didn't hit record, and I walked up to my camera and went to hit like stop, and it was like, oh yeah, you haven't been recording this whole fucking time. Guys, I might not be very smart. But anyway, I'm thirsty. Let me get a drink of water real quick. That's what happens when you yap for a good minute straight and don't record it. But anyway, y'all, Tempting Venom came out today. This is like the best day of my life. This is like my most anticipated read of the entire year. And I know it's going to break my heart because Sweet Venom, the end of Sweet Venom, literally broke my heart. So I know that Tempting Venom is going to freaking kill me. And I literally almost started crying reading the prologue. I was reading the prologue and I was like, this is not okay. Like, I'm not okay with this. And I couldn't cry because it was 6 o'clock in the morning. You're not allowed to cry at 6 o'clock in the morning. But anyway, I also was gonna record this at 6 o'clock in the morning when I downloaded it so I could be like, hey guys, I'm reading Tempting Venom. This is gonna be the last book in this reading vlog. And all that yapping. But I couldn't find my little microphones. You know these little microphones? I couldn't find them. Josh had put them in his bag and I didn't know where they were, and Josh was asleep and I wasn't gonna wake Josh up. So I just was like, man, I'll just sit here and pout. So I read the prologue, and the prologue almost made me cry. So yeah. But I'm gonna go to Disney with Josh and his family. So we'll see how much reading I get done today. I'm gonna record some TikToks right now so I can edit said TikToks and post them while I am. He's gonna come into this room in a minute and I'm gonna scream. I can post them while I'm out and about. But yeah, I will let you guys know when I have any updates other than I almost cried at the prologue. But that's all I have right now, and that's all I really have. Oh my fucking god. Like, oh my fucking god. Anyway, oh my fucking god. Marcus and Preston, and Marcus and Preston. Oh my god. I'm only on chapter 3, and I'm so freaking excited. I was sitting, leaving Disney, and I was sitting there reading and like trying so hard not to laugh in the car. I was so freaking happy. So, oh my god, that's honestly all I have to say. But like, I am loving it so freaking much. I'm only on chapter 3.
How did I completely, well, not completely, but like forget about the fact that Preston has a baby sister? And like, not baby, she's 7, but like a little sister. And I'm reading them interacting, and I'm like, my heart is melting. I love this so much. I love kids in books. Like, most people don't like kids in books. I love kids in books. Maybe it's because I'm a teacher, or I'm studying to be a teacher, but I love kids in books. And like, I'm reading and I'm like, oh my god, they're so freaking cute. So yeah, that's my update. Y'all, I'm having so much fun with Tempting Venom. Let me just say, I am almost 20% through, and I'm giggling and kicking my feet. I am 20% through, and I'm giggling and kicking my feet, and I love them so freaking much. I wrote down a couple of annotations. I love that they're bringing the fact that Preston calls Dahlia from book 1 anything but Dahlia, and it's because he's jealous of her. But anyway, it was really funny. There was this one line, and I showed it to Josh because I read it like in line, and I was like, he says, condoms, they exist for a reason, and you can find them in any grocery store near you. Yes, this is an unpaid ad, as I'm a firm believer in those plastic balloons. Disease? Hell no. Spawning a child? Even more of a abso-fucking-lutely not. And I giggled, and I showed my phone to Josh, and Josh looked at me, and I was like, it's hilarious. Don't play this game. It's hilarious. There were other things that made me giggle that I don't think I should read out loud because they were very inappropriate. But he said she'll never, Dahlia will never hear him call her by her name. He called her a hoe. He said bros before hoes, and he said, she's not a hoe. Don't make me punch you in the dick, Preston. And I literally giggled. I was like, Kane, I love you so much. Kane is my favorite out of the 2 I've read so far, and I'm loving these 2, but Kane is my boy. So anyway. And he threatened to take away his friendship, so. But yeah, it's so funny. I'm going to probably start the audiobook too, because it's on Spotify, and I have Spotify hours. I just need to say, before I go into cleaning mode and lock in and don't talk about this book until it's probably over, y'all, so freaking good. So freaking good. Literally, Preston speaks French, and Marcus is like, ooh, I like when you speak French. Tell me something else in French. And he says something in French, and then Marcus goes, oh, what does that mean? And he's like, it means you're really annoying right now. And Marcus is like, he just fucking lied to me. He called me pretty, and he did. And I was like, oh my fuck. Marcus went, who did this to you? And I was like, oh. And then he like psychoanalyzed Preston, and I sat there reading that as a psych major and was like, damn, he really got that shit good. But yeah, I am loving so freaking much, y'all don't even understand. So yeah, I'm gonna go listen to the audiobook and clean, and I might not update y'all for a while, so we'll see. Oh my fucking god, why is the light so bad? Why is my hair so bad? Anyways, yo, chapter 18, Tempting Venom, killed me. Oh my god. I'm not okay. I'm supposed to be cleaning, and I'm sitting here with the audiobook and my iPad, and I'm reading. Like, there's no cleaning happening. I told my father I was cleaning. Cleaning will get done at some point, maybe. Right now I'm listening to this audiobook, but yo, this chapter alone had me dying. I don't like the angle of this camera. What the fuck?
This chapter alone had me dying. Like, okay, it was chapter 23, and I need to read. Oh, my iPad's gonna die. I need to read some of the things that were allowed. Maybe I can clean when my iPad's dead. Anyway, so Preston takes his little sister ice skating, and honestly, y'all, she's so freaking cute. But she runs into Marcus, because Marcus is also ice skating, and he introduces himself to her, and she's like, "Hi, this is my brother Preston. He's super cool and famous, and you guys can be friends." And Marcus was like, "I don't think so." And she's like, "Why?" And he's like, because Preston doesn't want to be my friend. And she looks at her brother and she goes, "You can't be mean to people just because you're cool. You're not nice. That's not how you treat your friends." And then she told him he was in timeout and that he couldn't talk to her. And I was like, and then Dahlia shows up from, Dahlia is the female main character in book 1, Beautiful Venom, and he never calls her by her name, and he talks about it in the book, but like some of the things that he was calling her in this chapter had me dying. He said, "Any other questions, Dropbox?" And Dahlia goes, "It's Dahlia, and Dropbox isn't even a D name." And he goes, "Yeah, I've downgraded you." And then he calls her DoorDash. And then he calls her Dracula. And then he goes back to D names. He calls her Duchess, Darcy, Donna, Delta, Destiny, Danica, Daria, and Demi. And I was just like dying because I love the D names that aren't her actual name. And then his little sister told Dahlia that she could be friends with Preston. And he said, "Don't downgrade me to her level." And that made me giggle. And then when Marcus left, the little sister looked at her brother and she looks at Preston and she goes, "Can I marry him?" And Preston said no. Preston said absolutely not. So anyway, that was just chapter 23 and it had me dying. So yeah, we're gonna keep going. Y'all, I finished Tempting Venom. Oh my freaking god. Y'all, first of all, I feel like this is a spoiler, but Crave the Villain, I need that to come out now. I need it to come out now. Like, I don't know when it's coming out, but I need it to come out now. Like, I'm just saying. But anyway, oh my god, I'm so freaking 5 stars. Like, 5 fucking stars. I love this. Oh my god, I might have to reread Sweet Venom. I hated Sweet Venom. I might have to reread it because how the fuck is Beautiful Venom and Tempting Venom gonna be 5 stars and I can't see anything? How is Beautiful Venom and Tempting Venom gonna be 5 fucking stars and Sweet Venom isn't? Marcus Osborne is, oh my fuck! Oh my fucking god. Y'all, I'm dying. I'm literally dying. That was so good. Like, that book was so freaking good. This is my first time reading Arena Kent MM. Oh my fucking god. 5 stars. Anyway. Oh my god. Also, he called Dahlia Disney. That made me giggle. It was so funny. There was bickering between Marcus and his mom, and I just started cackling. Like, I was like, this is so funny. I also cried a little bit, but also didn't because the ending made me feel 10 times better. But y'all, and then I just read, like, it says the end and then continue, blah, 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 blah. And I literally, like, the audiobook was reading those words out to me, and I chucked the headphones off my head because I was like, no fucking way. Like, y'all, I'm dying. I need to finish Kiss the Villain. I keep DNFing Kiss the Villain. I need to finish Kiss the Villain. And I need to read Hunt the Villain because I need Crave the Villain to come out. Y'all, when is this one coming out? No, don't open a YouTube video. What the fuck? comes out the day before my birthday. It comes out Crave the Villain by Rena Kent comes out the day before my birthday. Y'all. Oh my god. I'm gonna be reading for my birthday. I'm so freaking excited. Anyway. I have to text Josh. I have to tell him. Whew. It was so good. I loved all of it. I loved the way that they showed that Preston's mental illnesses were depicted. I loved the way that they literally, like, I loved all of it. I don't know how to explain it without spoiling every single thing about the book. Like, I'm gonna call Josh and I'm going to just yap and yap and yap and yap and yap. But, like, ooh, Marcus Osborne, like, love that man. I loved that man. Preston, drama queen, we love that. But, like, we love it, y'all. I loved Miley, his little sister. I loved Marcus's mom. I loved everything. Like, I loved everything. There was not a single thing about that book that I didn't enjoy. I will say, one thing happened, and, like, I was connecting the dots towards the, like, towards the end of the book for this thing that happened. I was connecting the dots, and then they said it, and I fucking knew it. Like, I literally was like, I fucking knew it. And I looked at my dad and I said, I fucking knew it. And my dad was like, what? And so I had to explain to him what I knew, and he was like, oh, okay. So, yo, oh my god. But anyway, yeah. 5 fucking stars. I think I've said this like 6 times, but 5 fucking stars. Like, that's all I really have to say. 5 stars. Best book ever. Literally loved it so freaking much. And yeah, I'm gonna need to read more Rena Kent books. Because this is the first Rena Kent anything I've finished to completion. Like, I haven't read the Legacy of God series. I haven't read the Villains series. Like, I haven't read anything by Rena Kent. Like, I've started God of Malice, and I've started Kiss the Villain, but I have never finished them. But this, and I started and finished this whole series. So, oh my god, I'm gonna call Josh and scream in his face. 5 stars. I'm gonna need to read more Rena Kent. Let's see, what else? Yeah. Oh my god, it was so good. I'm literally dying, and I've said I'm gonna call Josh like 6 times. Anyway, that was my anticipated reads vlog. I read In Her Own League, Love Song, and Tempting Venom. I rated Love Song. No, I rated In Her Own League 5 stars. I rated Love Song 4.5 stars, and I rated Tempting Venom 5 fucking stars. I just finished that one. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you want me to do more videos like this, let me know. And yeah, I love you guys so much.